26 or 29?
Today's the 26th. I can't call this on the back.
Shane, you're not on.
What's down for Shane?
Triple
Oh,
co-host.
what is happening here? What did everyone get
Yes,
this
I'm not
live?
sure. Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to the Dallas Daily Times Budget Live meeting, the sweetest smelling budget live meeting in 3 states. We're here just to discuss this week's news and what we're going to be covering. And Tom, you want to go first?
No.
Okay.
No. But so we did have a county meeting today, tonight at 5:30, but that has been canceled to let everybody know. Also, a resolution was not passed at the city meeting last week. That was a mistake on my part, and I'm correcting that. So we do have mistakes here. I have mistakes here, and correcting them. That is the difference between us and fake news. Yeah, other than that, I'm just working on my week. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
I had yesterday off. This is my Monday.
10. Yeah.
Anybody else want to go? I'm losing my mind.
Amanda, what you have going on this week?
Well, I am working on a response from the Tribunal to his article in regards to the new regulations passing about renaming
Was
streets.
correct.
Okay. So I did have an interview this morning with them. I'm gonna have that. I speak with the city. I'm also working on an Azalea Festival preview. I have an interview with Aaron Strickland today about that. And then I have progress stuff and other previews and such going on.
And when is the Azalea Fest?
March 9th is the kickoff for it. That's a Saturday, and then they're gonna have some other things
That's
happening.
next
March 10th
weekend?
is the actual festival.
Okay, next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Jason?
Hey, yeah, so what am I doing this week? Oh, yep, the Tourism Authority, Valdosta County Conference Center Tourism Authority, Rainwater Conference Center people. I covered their meeting this morning. They are currently, it's at 10 o'clock. They're probably finishing up now. They're currently talking with 3 different architects for their master plan. They're going to vote at some point on those, not today. They're just doing the interview process for it today. Let me pull up those names real quick. They are interviewing BFG Gladwin Architects, TVS Design, and the McCall Companies. That's part of their master plan project where they're going through and they're finding one architect to go through and look at their process of building a bridge and redesigning the back end of rainwater. It's a pretty expansive project, and they want to find one architect group to kind of sit down with them and work through all of them with them so that way it's cohesive and they have one good project going on it. They also talked about it at the meeting today because I did go to it. I just didn't stay for the whole process of it because they're not voting on anything about it. They also announced that they will be holding a Georgia Tourism meet and greet. So that's going to happen at Rainwater Conference Center. I actually don't know what date yet. I emailed Chris Hamilton about that to see if I could find out a little bit more information about it because he just kind of briefly talked about it at the meeting. But they're going to have state tourism officials kind of come down here to Valdosta. So that way people in the community have a chance to kind of meet him. I'm not all sure who will be invited to it, but they'll have a chance to kind of, people that will be there will be able to meet and interact with state tourism officials. Other things that I'm working on will be the business section. I'm doing Hester, Fender and Morris and Bush Wealth for the business section this week. So keep your eye out for those. Those will be, I think those will be good stories. And I'm also working on progress stuff. So I've got that going on, and I'm working on trying to find out when the Cinnabon Gourmet place is opening. I've got their contact information. I'm gonna get a hold of them.
It's Cinnaholic, right?
Cinnaholic,
Yeah,
yeah.
Cinnabon.
Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not kidding.
It's early in the morning.
Also, it said April. They're not opening until April. That seems so long away. It's just cinnamon rolls. Give me a cinnamon roll now.
Vegan cinnamon rolls.
Oh.
Is it?
All of
I don't know a whole lot about it. So
Oh, yeah, it's
I just
vegan.
need to confirm that.
You gotta wait for the harvest to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that taste?
I'll find out.
They're-
Let you know.
We'll let you know. And I think that's kind of what I'm working on this week. Just more progress stuff.
Kayla?
So I'm quickly writing up East Lost early voting just started on Monday, as well as the District 2 seat for Valdosta City Schools, and the House 176 runoff started, early voting started last week for that. So I'm just kind of compiling a theme, letting voters know what they can vote on, when early voting is, and when the actual election date is, which election date for East Boston District 2 are on March 19th, and House 176 runoff is March 12th. Obviously, it depends on where you live, if you can vote on House 176 as well as the District 2 seat. But anyone in Lowndes County can vote on the East West vote, and that applies to both Lowndes County schools and Valdosta City schools, and they both have their individual spending lists that will be in the article that will run in tomorrow's paper. And also tonight, I will be at a city schools meeting at 7 p.m. It is located at Valdosta High School this time. Sometimes city schools switches it up during their work session meetings where they'll have it at individual schools. So this time it'll be at Valdosta High School. Come hang out with me. It'll be fun, maybe. But also put stuff on calendar because I don't want to, put stuff on calendar all the time. So it would be helpful if the community, if y'all have an event coming up, just go ahead and throw it on there. It's at the bottom of our website, or you can send it to vdt.calendar@gaflnews.com. It'd be a lot of help to me. So
Put something on your desk yesterday. I think it was a big church event, something that they were doing. So I know we had talked about in the past yard sales. That would be a good one, but church events too. Let the community know what you're doing.
I do think that someone's been looking at this calendar because we had this guy show up to our trivia game who hadn't been there before, and I think that's my doing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pat myself on the back or anything, but
Shout outs to
I
you,
will.
old guy.
That's
That was his name.
no,
Oh,
no,
right.
That was his trivia name.
Yeah.
That was his trivia name.
Yeah, we won $40 though, so
Yeah, $40.
I am gonna pat myself on the back for that. So we
Is that
won.
actual money or is it bar bucks?
No, it's-
Well, we do have to
It's
spend.
actual money. It's
I mean, it's
It's
actual
spend
money to be spent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can spend it on loaded fries, on wings.
All the
I
essentials.
mean, all the things at the pub. So
Okay.
Yeah.
When is this?
Monday nights at 9 p.m.
yeah.
I can't make that.
Look at the calendar, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have class then, so.
Christy, were you wanting to say something about Zaphus?
Yeah, so I'm fairly new to these meetings. I'm the digital sales manager for our advertising department, but I kind of wanted to jump in on some of these meetings just to let people know what we're doing on our end. Of course, we work hand in hand with the editorial department for the sections that they put out. So Progress is huge for us right now. For anyone who doesn't know, Progress is our biggest section of the year. It talks about the progress of our community within a couple of different categories, government, industrial,
Retail.
retail, medical, right?
professional.
So what we're trying to do is reach out to businesses within those categories so that they can put some advertising in those sections, either to let people know that, hey, you're new to this community, you're a part of that growth and that progress, or to just solidify yourself as a staple within that category. Maybe you've been here for 20 years and you want people to know that you're the best. So if you fall into any of those things, then just reach out to your current sales rep or give us a call here and we'll take care of it for you. And then the second thing that we're working on now is something for the Azalea Festival. So we have a booth out there where we hand out these things. They're called wrappers. They go on the outside of the paper, but we also just hand them out for free to anyone at the event. Gives a quick rundown of the event itself. On the back, there is a map of the event as well as a schedule of all the things that are happening over the course of that Saturday and Sunday. And so what we like to do with this is, of course, anyone that's within the community has a business or wants to advertise something can put an ad on this section. But what we'd like to do is reach out to some of the vendors who are going to be at the event itself. You can put a space in here to show what your booth number is, what it is that you're going to be selling, or you can put a coupon in. And if someone brings this to your booth, then they get, a bath bomb for free, whatever it is that works for you. So if that's something that interests you too, reach out to us and we'll get you in this.
And Shane, what's going on with sports this week?
All right. Thursday we have the final home game for Valdosta State basketball, both the men's and women's teams. Women's team will be looking to bounce back from probably the worst loss of the season. They lost by 30 to West Florida over the weekend. So they'll be looking to bounce back. The men, they won 8 straight. Heading into the final home game, it'll be senior night. So Winston Morgan, Greg Zupas, Bo Justice, those guys will be playing their final regular season home game this year. So that'll be happening. Those games start at 6 and 8 on Thursday. Also, the GSC tournament will be starting March 5th. VSU, since they are higher seed in the tournament, they'll be hosting a game, I think, on Tuesday. So that's what's going on so far. I don't have my schedule in front of me right now, but there will be baseball and also softball this week.
Okay, cool. All right, everybody. As always, if you have any questions, anything you want us to look into, leave them in the comments, and we will check those out.
And we did actually get a question. Camille asked if this was our first live event, if you can just remind people when we're here.
So this live event, I guess we've been doing these just a little over a month now, and we do these every Tuesday at 10 o'clock. We actually have these budget meetings every day here in our office, but this is the one we do live, I guess, on Facebook that you can be a part of. And the purpose is for you to let us know anything you want us to cover. This is how we come up with what's going to be in your newspaper this week. And if we don't know about it, we can't cover it. So definitely let us know anything you want us to be at.
And let's just round of applause to the new person behind the camera, Sarah Warrender. She's usually over here, but she'll be behind the camera now. So
And I'm gonna stay behind the camera now.
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Can we have some after music?
I know, we do.
We need an
We're
intro
Sarah,
and
can you
an
play
outro.
some custom music?